Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mission Empowered podcast. We have had a mini break because I actually went on my baby moon / went to see our best friends get married in Spain last week, and I've just come to terms with at the moment being pushing 32 weeks pregnant now, gals. What the hell? That prior to going away, I had so much on. I would normally really push myself to do a podcast. I have it when I was going to go away, and I literally just didn't have time / energy. And I feel like if you know me and you're an avid podcast listener, that is not my vibe. My vibe is do what I'm doing and get it done well, like at whatever the cost. Whereas, now I'm just having to accept that sometimes that is not the deal. That is not the deal with being pregnant. That is not the deal that you get caught. I'm just going to close this door because it's annoying me that it's open. You will see the size of baby girl. She is rocking, if you can see. So I feel like when we got to Spain, we'll do like a little tiny little bit of a life update and then we'll talk about holiday stuff. When we got to Spain, I felt like I really expanded, like boobs, bump, every way. And then when we come back, I don't know whether it's flying, whether it's heat, but like it's just not going down. And then I did read somewhere that I'm having another growth spurt at like 32 weeks. And Ollie did say to me, like, babe, I'm 6'4", and like however heavy he is, he was like, the likelihood of having a small baby is probably very small. And I was like, I know. But yeah, it's getting to the point now where you can probably hear it. Like, I'm getting breathless. My training, I'm having to really just listen to my body and drop the weights because the weights are making me feel breathless and stuff like that. So fun. But yeah, getting up the stairs, like I'm normally a sprinter up the stairs. I get to the top of the stairs, I'm like I like doing the podcast because it makes me make light of the situation. Anywho, shall we get into it? So I thought it was appropriate to talk about. I've done a podcast previously on how to handle. I think I'm going to do another one as well. I think it's quite relevant. I did a podcast last year, I think it was, about how to handle all inclusive holidays, which I think people who aren't going on all inclusive might skim past it. So I wanna do one like of how to be like health conscious on your holiday, and not it's not doing things you don't want to do. It's doing things that are going to improve your holiday. So that might be I might do that next week, actually. Yeah, I might do that next week and we can have these coincide together then. But this week, appropriate is how to get back on track post holiday. So let's say you have been working really hard to implement some healthy habits, maybe go to the gym, eat better, maybe work on fat loss. We all know that when you go on holiday, you're not gonna, or you shouldn't be working towards a diet or a fat loss, because what are you paying all that money for? Like, a holiday is a vacation from like average life, normal life. It doesn't mean we go and press the fucking button, but it means that we're probably going away, and a lot of our meals are going to be different to what we're having at home. They're going to be cooked for us. They're probably going to taste nicer than we'd normally cook. There are ice creams available, all things like that. That's what like a holiday's for. So when we sidetracked. So when we get back from a holiday, after having that break, whether you are picking up back fat loss again or you just find it hard to get back into routine, this is what this episode is going to be for. Okay, is okay, what do I need to understand has changed since I've been on holiday, and how do I get it back? So the first point we're going to cover, which I think is really, really important, is not putting excess pressure on yourself to go from extreme chill to extreme overwhelm. So by that, I mean getting off the plane and the next day being like, right, I am up, I am gym, all my meals are planned out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to execute 110%. For some people, that might be doable, but for the majority, it's not that it's not doable, it's just that it's not necessary. And that all that probably is going to do is make you feel overwhelmed. So I wouldn't advise that you get off the plane and go straight back into where you picked up the day before you went on holiday. I would always look at it from a bit of a bigger picture perspective and think, what are the things that I can do that are going to have a big impact on me that I know that aren't going to overwhelm me? Okay, and look at them first. And that's actually what we're going to break down. So point one is just relieve the pressure of yourself from chill to overwhelm. Okay, you have a quick drink here. So I know for a lot of people, they get off the plane, they've got a lot of washing to do, there's no food in the house. So you might take to yourself the easiest option might be, and I'm doing this from a reality point of view. And one of my friends who was coming home with us at the same time, she said the same. Like, she was like, "Oh, we're getting a takeaway tonight." Oh, actually, me and Ollie got a takeaway. Okay, great example. So, can't believe I didn't write that down. Right. So when we got off the plane, funny story. We got off the plane from Spain. Sounds like a riddle. Drove to pick Buddy up, dropped Buddy off at home, and drove to our first antenatal class, which was 7 till 9 p.m. Getting off we started the day. We left the hotel at 10 a.m. We left the hotel at 10 a.m. I don't even know what day it was, Tuesday morning. And we literally came home and got into bed at like 10 p.m. at the night. It was a long day. So my thought process, about the takeaway. So you might get off the plane and think there's no food in, blah, blah. Rather than thinking, fuck it, we'll get a chippy, okay? And you choose something really unhealthy that's still not going to set you up for a good night's sleep and probably feeling a little bit sluggish the next day. It's okay to have a takeaway. Make a healthier choice. So we went to Wagamama's. So I picked, Ollie got his, whatever he gets, his noodle things. And I was like, I know, I want a lot of veggies. I want a lot of fiber. I want a lot of nutrients. So I got like this, I don't even know what it's called, soulful bowl, I'm going to guess. It was fabulous. So I had like radishes, edamame beans, I had like mushroom, tofu, something in it. I didn't really fancy any meat. And like greens and slaw and stuff like that. So I was like, great, overwhelm of vegetables, but it doesn't mean that I've had to go to the shop and cook. So even getting off the plane, you don't have to think about, oh my God, I've got to cook. But at the same time, you don't have to think, oh, what the fuck, I'll just get like chips, cheese and gravy. Because that's probably going to make you feel worse, especially with traveling and stuff like that as well. So my first point is going from chill, like you are on holiday, to massive overwhelm is not going to help you. But it's about meeting in the middle and thinking, what can I do then first 24 hours that I know is going to set me up to be better? So making sure you're drinking plenty of water. If you are getting a takeaway, which so many of us do when we come back from holiday, can you pick a healthier choice to set you up? Okay. The next thing is point 2, which is probably going to be the biggest point. The thing that is going to stop you getting back on track for post-holiday is being out of your routine for that 1 to 2 weeks, however long you've been away for. So if you have been on holiday, even let's just say a week, right? And you do what we do on holiday, you don't have an alarm. You push your breakfast back a little bit later. Maybe sometimes you don't have lunch. You go for dinner later. You go to bed later. Everything goes out of routine and it's very easy to lose routine. We know that, right? So when we come back, again, the biggest thing that I see people do is like they're beating themselves up. Like, I can't get back into the gym. I can't get back into what I was eating. We're going to cover that. When are we going to cover that in the next point? Can't get back into things I'm eating. So my advice here is you're going to have to be better at planning, because with planning and being organised, routine follows on from that. You don't just come back from holiday and go straight back into your old routine, because you're going to really struggle. You might do, but I'm talking to the majority over minority here. The majority of us are going to struggle getting back into that routine. You may have seen on my Instagram, I put on yesterday morning. So I knew I was coming back. I knew I had lots of work to do. I knew I had to get organised. But the thing that I knew that would set me up for a productive day was if I do my usual morning routine. So that was get up, wash with cold water, had my probiotic, went out on my walk, come back, breakfast and read. That's it. That's my morning routine. Everything after that is like my day-to-day, like of what I've organised for the day. But that little block of time, I know I'm like setting my body is like, right, well, that's the morning routine done. We get on with the day now. Whereas I could have got up, stayed in bed, turned my laptop on in bed. That's not my usual routine. So I would have fucked myself over really for like today, because today I've got up and I've done normally what I'm not like. I feel like it's a normal day. You know, I only got back on Tuesday night, as I said. So yesterday I had to really plan and think, well, I'm going to do my morning routine and then I'll plan my day out after that. So even if my day after that looks a little bit different, for example, I had to go and do the shop, but I've made sure that my morning routine was the same as what it normally is pre-holiday, because I knew that that was going to get my body back into the rhythm, and it has done. So that is the first thing I'm going to say to you, is that plan your morning routine, be organized. That will then follow on. Okay, the routine will then follow on. You're not just going to come back out and expect to be motivated, or expect to be, what's the word, like just flow back into normal routine, because you've been out of your normal routine. Again, when we're on holiday, if we think about gym and workout, especially me, I don't train on holiday, so I don't go away with a plan. Okay, me and Ollie are quite opposite. So Ollie loves going to the gym when we're on holiday. I could take it or leave it. Now, I love moving. So I actually got up and did a bit of yoga every morning, and it was beautiful and it was lovely. I did attempt to go to the gym with Ollie one day and we got there and it was shut. And I was like, oh, what a shame. Back for breakfast. But yeah, so for me, I train so consistently all year round. I don't train on holiday. I see it as a really good way for my body to fully relax. Now, if I'm in a place where there is a really nice gym and I think, oh, I just want to go and do a little bit of workout, or I'm feeling like a little bit lethargic, then I will go to the gym, because I know how it makes me feel. But I also understand like rest being really important as well. So I never push people to say you must work out when you're on holiday. The only time I would say try and work out when you're on holiday is if they've got a goal that they're coming back to. For example, a wedding, a hen do, an event that they want to feel good. And I'd be like, we'll try and keep your workouts up. The other time I would say to work out on holiday is if you know that you really struggle getting to the gym as part of your routine at home. Because if you then give yourself a week off of not going to the gym, you're going to really struggle to come back. For me, that week off makes me more, sorry, I'm knocking on my desk. That makes me more excited to come back and go to the gym. Having that rest is like taking my foot off the gas. So when I come home, I can put my foot back down on the gas. Not really at like 8 months pregnant, but normally that's what happens. Went to the gym yesterday and said it's absolutely fucked. But I still love going. I look forward to coming back and going to the gym. So look at me, I've totally gone off piece here, haven't I? Routine then. So you don't have to train when you're on holiday, but what I would say is if you struggle getting back into the gym, maybe do go and do some workouts when you're away to keep that momentum there. Otherwise, if you're happy, have a little break. Sometimes it does you the world of good and get you excited to come back and go again. So routine and planning, I've got no idea why I started talking about the gym in that. Crikey, guys, I hope this episode's okay and you're still with me on it. So let's just cover point 2, routine and being planned and organised. So the things I would start with planning and organising, like I said, your morning routine, really important, because it's where you're going to have the most motivation, the most energy, the most willpower to follow through with that. The great thing about nailing a morning routine, increases your productivity throughout the day. Okay, so that's the one thing I would say. Focus on getting that in. I'd then also say set up your bedtime routine. If you've been on holiday, the likelihood is you have been going to bed a little bit later, maybe a few drinks and all that jazz. That's going to throw your sleep cycle out. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get our sleep cycle back to normal. We're going to cover sleep later on in the episodes, but making sure I sleep. So the 2 things I would recommend that you plan coming back from holiday is your morning routine and your nighttime routine. What time does your morning routine start? Get yourself an alarm. That alarm the first few times is a bit tricky, but you're just going to have to push through, get over it. It's a bit harder. That's it. So when you wake up in the morning, you think, oh, I'm tired, should I go back to sleep? No. You're just out of routine, power through. So you get your morning routine sorted, and then your nighttime routine. Let's say, for example, you say, right, at 9:30, I'm going to start my nighttime routine of putting my phone away, getting a shower, getting into bed, reading, going to sleep. Again, might be a little bit tricky the first few nights. It's because you're out of routine. The longer you give into that, oh, I'm not tired, oh, what's like, you're just going to fuck yourself over. You have to force yourself to follow this plan through if you want to get that routine back, okay? So morning and right time routine. I've also then put next to routine is like being planned and being organised. I would recommend that first week back from holiday, just be a little bit more planned and organised than you usually would. Okay, because again, you're out of routine, and we know what creates routine: planning and organisation. So plan your meals, plan your workout time, look ahead. Are you a little bit busier with work because you've had a week off? Do you need to be a little bit more regimented with the time that you go into the gym? Plan, plan, plan. I promise you, the first week of doing this after holidays, everything will be back into sync. I'd also recommend to plan your meals. I'm going to tailor this into point 3 from routine and planning, but planning your meals, planning your snacks, planning your shopping. Because when we've been on holiday, what do we eat when we're on holiday? We eat nice tasting food. We eat food that's cooked by other people. We have a buffet. We have, basically, we have a huge amount of dopamine going into our system from eating all this yummy food. Okay. Croissants. I had a croissant every day for my breakfast in Spain. It was fucking wonderful. Homemade, warm, delightful. Okay. I then come back and I'm back to my protein shake and granary toast. Not quite the same, but I know that after a couple of days, like, it'll just get back to normal, get back to routine again. Because what changes when we're on holiday is our taste buds. We are, how can I explain this with a little analogy? Think of your taste buds being at baseline, okay? Like this steady level. They're used to the food coming in. They like the food that's coming in. They taste nice. We crack on. We eat roughly the same things each day, okay? So you know, yeah, you look forward to meals, but you're not like overly stimulated by them. When you go on holiday, you are stimulated AF, okay? Every meal, especially all inclusives, you have got choice. You can literally pick what you fancy, taste it. Oh, that tastes amazing. You're doing that 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. We know that nice tasting food becomes addictive, which is why we're in an obesity epidemic. Okay. We know that. So even if, like, being on holiday, I don't know, you're having a dessert at every meal. And when I say dessert, I don't mean a full-on chocolate fudge cake, but for example, I wouldn't normally have a jam croissant. I was having for my breakfast a Greek yogurt bowl, so loads of fruit, loads of fibre. I was really hot on that every day, and then I was having a croissant after. Okay, we weren't all inclusive, so we actually weren't eating that much over lunchtime. And Ollie's not, and we were going out, and Ollie's not a big dessert person. Let me take it back to all inclusive, okay? Because I am a dessert person. I like something sweet after my meal. Okay, at home, my something sweet after my lunch is an apple. Okay, of an evening, it's like, a yogurt or a little 90-calorie chocolate bar. Okay, so I make it work when I'm at home. On holiday, you obviously are presented with the fucking dessert platters and all stuff like that. Okay, so, and I'm not here to judge. It's your holiday. You do what you do. Like, if you have a dessert on holiday, which I do, I love the little baklava things, the little cakey things. Yes, pastries. Oh my God, pastry queen. So I love all of them, right? So I know that when I'm on holiday, I have all of them. When you come back, that craving doesn't just go. You've been stimulating your taste buds and your dopamine hit so much when you're on holiday that when you come back, you're still going to have it. And this is point 2 and 3 tying together. So point 3 is all about cravings and your taste changing when you're on holiday. If you're planned and you're organised, like I said, you plan your meals in. You plan what after dinner snacks you're going to have to take off that sweet edge. After a week, you'll be fine. You'll be back to normal. But I'm not saying that they're not going to be there. This is why, like, excuses really piss me off. Like, oh, I can't snap out of it. Like, you can, you're just not trying enough. You're not, like, using that brain. Okay. Because this is where, how many of us, right? I love it. I'm asking this. I'm going to get a response. How many of us have been on holiday and then not felt that bad since you come back off holiday? put 2 pounds on, put a pound on, I don't feel that bad. 3 weeks later, fucking half a stone heavier. And it's because you haven't broken the cycle of that holiday eating, them holiday cravings, you're still giving in. But like I said, this is what this episode's for. It's going to help you break that cycle. Okay. But you also have to take with that. It is a little bit trickier. That's why it's called like a holiday, because it's a block of time and then we get back to normal. It's that getting back to normal. It's a little bit trickier. Okay. So as long as you're aware, okay, if I'm planned, I'm organised, I'm going to have my sweet treats because that's what I've been doing on holiday, but I'm going to make it work for me, you'll be fine. Okay, it's giving into that temptation, or especially giving into that fucker, I haven't got to put a cosy on till next year. That's going to screw you over. Trust me. Okay, trust me on that one. So yeah, cravings and taste buds, really important to understand here. If we are overwhelming our body and our mouth every single day, every single meal with nice tasting food, sugary food, processed food, we all know we sit on the bed after having a shower with a bag of crisps, all of that, your body's going to tell you, that was great, that tasted so nice, that made us so happy, let's do it at home. It's not the same. Them €1 crisps don't taste the same in England as they do in Spain. Okay, we know that. So we just have to battle through and know that this will pass. That's the thing with cravings, they do pass. It's a mental game, okay? They pass. So you have to stay strong with that one. But understanding, I'm going to send this to one of my clients actually after I've recorded. She said the same. She said, I feel like I've been so out of routine and out of routine with my food that I can't break that cycle. Well, honey pie, you need to put your big girl pants on, be planned, be organised, push through that difficulty, because it is, but know that in a week you'll be back to normal. If you don't push through and you keep giving in, a month later, you're going to be fucked and you're going to feel worse because you're not giving in. So it is going to require a little bit of discipline, but at least we understand that it is going to pass and it is just mental and it is just down to routine. Okay, number 4 then. I like this one. So when we come back from holiday, please do not expect to get off the plane and be really motivated to eat healthy meals and go to the gym and do your steps. No, because you've been chilling for a week. Your body's turned on chill mode. Oh, lovely. Yeah. We know motivation is not a switch that we switch on and off. Okay. Action equals motivation, not motivation equals action. Okay. I've done a whole podcast on willpower and motivation. Go and listen to it because now is not the time. But my point number 4 is productivity equals more motivation. So the more productive we are when we get back from holiday, the more motivated we are to keep that following through. Okay, so for example, a little hack that I say to my clients on the plane home, sit with your notes open on your phone and write down what are you having for your tea that week. Plan your meals on that way home. You are going to get off that plane and think one task is already done. It's already done. So then when you get home, you're like, right, okay, what's in the fridge? What's not in the fridge? Because I've got my meals. Like that productivity, that action of doing that on the plane is already then pushing you to be more active in the following days when you get home. The reason why I say concentrate on morning routine is because if we are productive in the morning, this increases our productivity levels throughout the rest of the day. Okay, so remember, productivity equals motivation. So if the more productive we are getting back from holiday, aka planning our meals, planning our gym time, planning on when are you going to do the big shop, because especially if you're landing like me midweek, do not be the person that's just like, I'll just do the shop on Sunday. Put in an hour to go to the shop and sort yourself out for the rest of the 4 days. I promise you will feel better. Okay. So yeah, quick one really, but remember that motivation is not just going to come after your holiday. You're in chill mode. It's up to you to get yourself out of that. So number 4 relates back into point number 2, which is routine and planning. Plan, routine, be productive. You'll then be more motivated to get back into that normal routine, to get the gym, to get your steps on. If the gym is feeling like way too overwhelming, why don't you just say to yourself, I'm going to go to the gym and get my steps in. Get yourself there. Okay, get yourself there. Rather than thinking, I'll just go for a walk, get yourself in the gym and say 15-minute walk. I'll then see if I want to do a bit of me programming. It's all just about building that momentum again when we get back from holiday. Remember what point number 1 was? You're not going to go from chill 100% to full power 100%. We have to build it back up because it comes with momentum and habits. All right, so last point then, it's going to be a nice little short one, is sleep. Okay, and I said I was going to touch on this, didn't I, earlier? Point number 5 is really focusing on getting your sleep cycle, sleep quality, sleep quantity back in order. Okay, so your sleep cycle is the time that we go to sleep, the time that we wake up. Okay, your sleep quantity is the amount of sleep that we're getting, ideally between 7 and 9 hours, and your sleep quality is what we do before we go to sleep and how we wake up in the morning, which is our AM and PM routine. Okay, getting them 3 things in order is going to hugely help with everything else that we've gone through on today's episode. Okay, so if we need to be routines, planned, and organized, we can't be having a fuzzy head. Okay, we want to be having as much mental energy as possible, and that is going to come from good quantity and quality sleep. Okay, if we are going to manage cravings and the want for them sweet foods that we've been having on holiday and we've been given into, but we want to break that now. Now we're home. Remember, sleep helps balance your blood sugar levels. Sleep helps balance or increase your willpower. Willpower, balancing blood sugar levels, really going to help with managing them cravings and pushing through. Okay, so get that sleep in. And the last one is your productivity to be motivated to action. Okay, or productivity, action, motivation. If you are not going to sleep and you're still staying up till 12, 1 o'clock at night, because that's what you were doing on holiday, but then you've got to get up at 6, 7 to get to work, steps, or whatever, you are going to feel so demotivated. You are going to feel that energy levels really come down. You are not going to feel productive. You are not going to feel motivated, and you are certainly not going to be able to action 100% if you're not getting that sleep in. So how do we manage all of this? Like what like I know I've said like about what's concentrating on first, but let's come at it from different angles. If you have been away and you've had loads of sleep and a really relaxing holiday, beautiful. Love that. Still come back and focus on getting back into your sleep routine, but you're probably going to find it a lot easier to manage everything else that we've gone into. If you've gone on holiday and it's been a little bit more wild, and not even more wild, but you've just had a few later nights, you've drank a bit more alcohol, or in some cases alcohol every day, which we know disrupts our sleep, okay? My first point of call for you would be plan your meals, get your sleep in order. Like, do them 2 things. Don't come back and plan your workouts, plan your steps, plan your meals if your sleep has been fucked, because you'll find it really hard to follow through. Give yourself the week. So whether you get back on the Sunday, maybe you say, right, this coming week, up until Friday, I'm just going to focus on my steps, my food, and my sleep, getting that back in order. I'm going to hit the gym next Saturday. You know, if you get back like I did on a Tuesday, give yourself the rest of the week and say, okay, this week I'm just going to really focus on morning routine, nighttime routine, and improving my sleep again. Because without that sleep, girls, you are going to struggle to do everything else. Okay, so that's why I've put sleep in as our final point of being really important. That even if you've not been on a wild holiday where you've been drinking, sometimes I think this, I don't know if this is a woman thing or not, because Ollie doesn't struggle with this. It takes me a few days to get into the sync of not waking up when I go on holiday. Like, I've never been on a holiday where I've slept amazingly, like night 1. It takes me a couple of days to really get into the environment. And I know why that is. It's because it's an unfamiliar environment. Your body stays on alert, a little bit higher. Worrying that Ollie's doesn't stay on alert. But anyway, so if you've been on holiday and you just haven't had that good sleep, but you feel a lot more relaxed at home, still focus on your sleep then, because it'll help you manage with everything else. Okay, so I haven't really got my summary written down, but they're the points that I've covered getting back on track post holiday, because I know a lot of us want to do that. You don't want to have worked. Where are we? End of July. You don't want to have worked all year for this holiday to feel good, to look good, to improve your healthy habits, to then come home and lose it. Fucking hell, it's why I'm in a job, because that cycle is so relevant. Cycle is so common. Let's just say common. That's what I see so much of. Okay, so I want to help you work really hard, enjoy your holiday, get back into the healthy habits when you come back. Keep that momentum up. Okay. So yeah, remember, girlies, don't expect to go from zero chill to 100% chill to 100% overwhelm. Probably going to take you a week to get back into it. What to focus on in that week is your routine, being planned, being organised, and making sure you stick to them. Even though you now know you're probably not going to feel like it, it's probably going to feel a little bit more hard work than it was before you went. But after a week of pushing through, you'll get back into sync. Okay. Plan your meals. Plan your little sweet treats if you've been having them. Okay, they're not going to be half as bad as the big chocolate cake you were having every night. Okay, so plan them in. Remember, your cravings and your taste buds have probably adjusted slightly to wanting more flavoursome, fatty, carby, sugary foods because you've been on holiday, and that's okay because that's only a week, okay, or 2 weeks or whatever. It's not. We've got another 50 weeks of the year here, so don't beat yourself up for having them. But it's now just understanding it's probably going to take a week or so for them to level out again, for you not to crave that wine that you were having at 4:00 afternoon in the sun when the sun's setting. Yeah, probably can't have that in England. So just bear that in mind, that cravings and taste change is all part and parcel, and it'll pass when you come back. Number 4, productivity equals motivation. So make your plan, follow it through, and remember, the more you do that, the more motivated, the easier it'll become. And number 5, go to sleep. Get your sleep, get your morning routine, get your nighttime routine. Sleep quality, sleep quantity, super, super important. Get your sleep cycle in order. Same bedtime, same wake time. Give it a week. All right. Guys, I hope that was helpful. I think I would feel like that was helpful. And this is all stuff, yeah, that I do. Like I said, even coming back 32 weeks pregnant, I hate being out of routine. So this is all the stuff that I do. Morning routine, plan meals. Like Ollie rang me yesterday to make you laugh, and he was like, please don't tell me we're having tuna, salad, jack and potato for tea. And then I was like, no, we spruced it up. I'm having this chicken, pepper and onion thing. Got the chicken out the fridge, it's fucking frozen. So, what did we have for our tea last night? Oh, no, we did. Oh, we know we had tuna salad. Yeah, he was fuming. So, yeah, get yourself organised. But that's a prime example. He's been eating really nice food. Not that my tuna salad isn't nice, but it happens. And in a week, we'll be back to it. All right. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Maybe I'll do the holiday one next week for us then. Being health conscious on holiday. I think that's a nice one. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the week. And as always, if you did enjoy this pod, please drop me a message over on Instagram @_em.powered. I actually think you can leave a review on Spotify and Apple as well. So please do that. And if you haven't already, please give the Mission Empowered podcast a rating. It really helps me. And lastly, share it on your socials, tag me. I love to see that people are listening. And I will catch up with you next week. Have a good one, guys. Love you. Bye.